So let's move on to a season that's ending, which is the MLB season. We have the Braves and the Astros in the World Series. The Braves took game one. I think it was 6-2 was the final score there.
Yes.
So now it comes back here, and game two is that tonight or is it tomorrow night?
It is tonight at
Tonight
8
around
p.m.
8 o'clock.
Yes.
Sure. So in about an hour here, that'll be on. So yeah, I mean, personally, for self-care reasons, I had to stop watching the MLB this year, because all signs throughout the regular season pointed to the Brewers having kind of a breakout year. They were a Cinderella story that was Cinderella from the beginning of the year, right? It's not like they came on strong at the end. If anything, they fizzled at the end. But I tell you what, everybody in Wisconsin, they were believers. We just saw the Bucks do it. They're like, okay, this is Wisconsin's year to shine in sports. And they just couldn't find the bats at the end of the year. Their offense sputtered. Their pitching was there all year. They had great defense, great pitching all year. But they just couldn't find the bats at the end. So what I mean to say here is that I have not been watching the World Series to this point. I've been focusing more on the NFL. And like I said, that's out of self-care because I just can't handle it. But I don't know. You might. I don't know if you saw game one. If you did, I don't know if you have any pressing reactions or predictions for game two. Anything like that you want to discuss?
I did not watch game one. I'm not the type of person usually to watch basically any part of a baseball game if the team I'm rooting for is not in it, even if it is the World Series. Baseball, has not been my top sport to watch because it's not the most exciting. But I did see that the Braves quite handily beat the Astros, and that the Braves are pretty hot right now. And going into game two, Houston is still the favorite in this one. They're favored by 1.5. It says on CBS Sports. And the over/under is 9 runs in this game. And it's at Houston. So we'll see if Houston is able to grab a win at home. But it seems
Houston was. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you can go ahead.
I was just gonna point out that Houston all year this year was one of the better home teams in the league. They went 51-30 in the regular season, and the Braves on the road went 46-35. So all signs seem to be pointing to Houston having a bounce back game. And Houston, they're kind of the evil villains of the league right now. After getting caught cheating, all of that type of stuff that came out.
Yeah, definitely.
It kind of feels like they're the evil villain that everybody's kind of rooting against, unless, of course, you are from Houston and you're an Astros fan. But my completely non-expert, not watching opinion, just reading some of the analysis of this matchup, is that Houston is probably going to take the series in the end. Just based on the fact that they have a more loaded roster. I think that your point that the Braves are hot right now is a good one. And it kind of it adds more to that they maybe weren't expected to get this far, right? So that not only are they playing with momentum, but there's also that like underdog drive that's feeling them right now too. So, I might have to tune in a little bit more now. I might have to, get over my sadness over the Brewers early exit in the playoffs and tune into this one. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. A couple more facts about the game. The Braves are 5-0 in their last 5 game twos of a series, so that's something to keep an eye on there. And
a good bounce back team. That's interesting.
Yeah. and the Astros are 6-1 in their last 7 interleague games as a favorite. So, both teams have good statistics pointing towards a win right there. I would say I also think the Astros are gonna bounce back in this game. Because they have such more of a talented lineup, and they're at home. But it remains to be seen. We're not, exactly baseball experts here, but we
The World Series, you got to talk
yeah,
about it a little bit,
it's
right?
it's it's yeah. We got to talk about the World Series. If you're gonna talk about baseball, the World Series is the time to do it. So yeah, very very interesting to see where the MLB season is taking us, because as someone who's a Boston sports fan, I thought, and a lot of us thought that the Red Sox might win the World Series this year, or at least get to the World Series. Because the Red Sox were also a very hot team, like the Braves, and I heard someone say that whoever won the Red Sox Rays series was gonna win the World Series, and the Red Sox beat the Rays, so I thought that was a good sign. And then they had that huge game against the Yankees in the wild card round to even get into the playoffs. So a lot of people were didn't even have the Red Sox on their radar to be a deep playoff team. Yeah. And so then they come into the ALCS against the Astros, and I think they won game 1. Let me check on that real quick. No,
I
okay.
don't know that off the top.
Let's see. No, the Astros won game 1. Okay, and then the Red Sox won 2 straight, and then the Astros won 2 straight after that. So as the Red Sox have usually done, they didn't have a great start to the series. Then they had 2 great games, and in game 3, that was the game. Let's see. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it was game 2 or 3, but they had one game where they had 2 grand slams in one game, and that's never been done before in MLB postseason history. So a great showing from the Red Sox. And then the final 2 games of the series, they just the bats were dead for them. They couldn't seem to get a hit to save their lives, in in the final
I know that
2
feeling.
games.
That's
In the final 2 games, they got 1 run. I mean, it's like, what happened? Where did they go?
They wasted it all. They wasted all of it hitting those 2 grand slams. That's what happened. Got it all out of their system and couldn't get it back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good sign though for the Red Sox of next year, because this year there was good reason, as far as I understand it, to think that maybe this wasn't going to be the year for the Red Sox, even though with big market teams like the Red Sox, the Yankees, etc., any year can be the year. But from what I understood, there was good reason to believe that this year maybe wasn't it. So it was impressive that they even made it past the Yankees in the wild card playoff, and then got into the playoffs and played well for the short time that they did. So, I mean, that's got to leave you with some optimism looking ahead to next season.
Yeah,
if nothing else, right?
I think so. Yeah, we've got some great young stars in Kike Hernandez, who had a great playoffs. He was hitting home runs all over the place. And I think he had like around a 400 average in I think the ALDS. He was just having a great average in the playoffs in general. And we got Alex Verdugo, who's also a great player. And then we've got JD Martinez and Rafael Devers. Rafael Devers was also hitting a ton of home runs. So we've got a pretty good hitting lineup, along with veteran third baseman Xander Bogaerts. I think that there is reason to be optimistic about the Red Sox going forward. And we got Coach Alex Cora, who led us to World Series in 2018. So now he's back, and I think the Red Sox are in good hands.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff for next year. That's for sure. I can't say the same about the Brewers. Small market teams like that, it's kind of a crapshoot year after year,
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe in Craig Counsell over there in Milwaukee. I think that he showed that he is, at the very least, a very competent manager. So we'll see. Time will tell. But in any case, I will be tuning in to this World Series more now that we kind of got the storylines down and stuff like that. So terrific. Yeah, we'll see what happens tonight. See what happens in Game 2 tonight. See if the Astros can bounce back at home, or if the Braves stay hot. We will see.
Go baseball.